Alexa Demie is officially back in the industry after disappearing for years. And trust me, there's more to that story than she's letting on. She says Hollywood wasn't offering her leading roles, but behind the scenes, it looks like she was actually dodging a major controversy tied to a role where she played a predatory woman targeting a boy. And here's the part that raised eyebrows. Alexa stood firmly by that performance, no hesitation. That alone could explain why big leading roles haven't exactly been landing in her lap. But now, with Euphoria Season 3 finally dropping, she's suddenly back in the spotlight, and fans are starting to question if everything is really okay with her. When Euphoria Season 3 was gearing up, I expected to see most of the familiar faces return, aside from the heartbreaking losses. Rest in peace to those we've lost. But somehow, Alexa Demie completely slipped my mind. And honestly, when you think about it, that actually tracks, because she's never followed the typical path of a Hollywood actress. Her journey into acting didn't start the usual way. It basically began with Euphoria. That was her breakout, her first real role, stepping into the industry in her mid-20s. The only real link she had to Hollywood came through her mother, who raised her as a single parent while working as a makeup artist. So, yes, there was a connection. But let's be real, it wasn't exactly a golden ticket.
She worked as a makeup artist, which gave Alexa a few industry connections, but nothing too major, let's be real. And now, she's clearly not in the same lane as Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, Zendaya, or most of her co-stars anymore. Right after Euphoria Season 2 ended, it honestly felt like she just disappeared, like full-on went ghost, and people slowly stopped talking about her. So today, we're breaking it all down. What really happened to Alexa, and what she might be dealing with right now. An article published on April 8th, 2026 came out with the headline, "We Lost Another Baddie. Alexa Demie's dramatic transformation at the Euphoria premiere sparks concern." And clearly, I wasn't the only one thinking this. A lot of people were genuinely shocked seeing her again. Even though we knew the show was dropping and she'd be part of it, she's been out of sight for years. It almost feels surreal just seeing her pop back up.
I mean, I wish she was consistently working like someone like Sydney Sweeney, but maybe there's more going on behind the scenes. And let's be honest, it definitely doesn't help that people are digging up old photos and comparing them to now, trying to amplify every little difference in her appearance. One person literally said, "What happened to her beautiful full cheeks? OMG, this is a disgrace. Why does she look 40 now? What happened?" And then, of course, people started saying she looks like Kylie Jenner. But the truth is, we don't actually know what Alexa's been dealing with. I mean, did she have work done? Maybe. Could that be why she stayed out of the spotlight for so long? Possibly, but if that's the case, it doesn't seem like it gave the result people expected. You'd hope this isn't something deeper, like a health issue, especially with how many celebrities are dealing with things privately. And yeah, we can't ignore the fact that it feels like everyone is on Ozempic these days. No shade to the baddies, but some people clearly take it way too far. Another person mentioned that she was already slim and somehow lost even more weight. Honestly, it just makes me concerned for her overall well-being. Because sometimes your appearance really does reflect what you're going through internally. Like when you're not okay, it shows. Your skin looks dull, your expression fades, your eyes lose that spark. There are subtle signs that someone just isn't fully present. Someone else commented, "I didn't even know that was her, OMG," and then added, "Is Maddie anorexic in season 4, or are we just making extreme weight loss the new beauty standard? Why does everyone look like they're dying?" And while I get that people are worried, this kind of reaction honestly just makes things worse for her. These posts are blowing up, millions of views, non-stop attention. One person straight up said, "WTF happened?" Then another replied, "Twins." And yeah, I can kind of see the Kylie Jenner comparison, especially if you remember when Kylie showed up to that Paris fashion show right before her facelift after dissolving a bunch of filler. That's the thing people don't talk about. When you mess with your face like that, reversing it comes with phases. It's kind of like Kris Jenner right now. People are even saying she's in her angry phase because things are starting to shift and settle in a different way.
it's not happening is incredibly toxic when these women are in the public eye and so many other women and young girls are looking up to them. And ultimately when these women themselves also need help. And look, we're not really in a position to stage an intervention or to tell them that they have to go and get help. That is something that they have to decide on their own. I think all we can do is understand and acknowledge that this is not healthy body image. So no.
What did they actually do to her? One commenter even questioned if this was buccal fat removal, highlighting just how drastic the weight loss looks. You can literally spot her sternum now, almost the same way people describe Ariana Grande today. Hollywood is starting to feel seriously unsettling. People are even asking what is happening with this Wicked cast. Then others bring up Selena Gomez, saying celebrities walk in one way and come out looking completely transformed. And honestly, it makes you stop and wonder what's really going on behind closed doors. One person even added that she auditioned for Wicked Part 3 and has been spending time around Ariana Grande. Now, we've got to tread carefully here, because a lot of these stars could be dealing with real struggles behind the scenes. The pressure and expectations on them right now are intense. And let's be real, this probably isn't just about personal choice. Studios and executives likely have a hand in shaping this ultra-thin image we keep seeing. And with a widely accepted drug now part of the conversation, things get even more complicated. People are even starting to ask how far this can go, like whether someone could just keep increasing the dosage. Then there's this blind item. Not a full expose, but still interesting enough to mention, and it involves Alexa Demie. It claims the actress best known for the pay cable show currently filming passed out on set because she refuses to eat anything. It also says she's on a weekly shot, but hints that the situation might be deeper than that. And honestly, when you look back, there may have been signs all along. Even a few years ago, a dietitian posted a video reacting to Alexa Demie's diet and raised some serious concerns.
Crash diet. YouTuber Bianca Monfoy tried her diet for 5 days. So let's take a look how she did.
On today's video, we are going to be putting ourselves through sufferance for an entire week to try the one and only Alexa Demie's hardcore diet while taking her popular hardcore classes.
I think we know where this is going.
So for breakfast, we're going to be having 2 poached eggs, 1 avocado, and green juice.
This is a good start. Alexa would start her day with 40 minutes of cardio, followed by a killer ab routine. If this were to be a post-workout meal, this would very likely not be nearly enough.
As her evening snack, she likes having fruit, so we're going to have some fruit. Can we play a fruit? Doing an hour-long class of hot yoga. I almost passed out this time.
It is never okay to almost pass out from your activity.
There's a lot of veggies and protein.
Oh my god, this is bloody torture.
Am I full? Yes. But am I dissatisfied because of the lack of the carbs on my plate? Yes. But I think it's just a mind over matter thing.
Yikes.
Alexa Demie revealed on the red carpet that she genuinely wasn't sure if she'd ever make a comeback after disappearing for so long. She even said, "There were times when it felt like it might happen, but just as many moments where I thought, what if it never actually comes together?" And that alone tells you everything. She was talking about season 3, and honestly, you won't believe how uncertain things really were behind the scenes. So yeah, there was a very real possibility in her mind that the show itself might never return at all. And here's where it gets interesting, because Alexa was never exactly built for how ruthless this industry can be. I find it wild that she only stepped into acting in her mid-20s through Euphoria, especially when so many of her co-stars came in with deep industry connections and advantages. Now they've skyrocketed, backed by major studios and massive opportunities, and you can clearly see the gap widening. Just look at the empire Sydney Sweeney has created. It's on another level. Technically, Alexa Demie had that same window after Euphoria, but something behind the scenes feels off, like there's an invisible force holding her back. So now the real question is, do you even want a season 4?
His character, and they end up kissing on screen. This caused controversy as the actors had a major age gap with Sunny being a minor. Demie had addressed the kiss in an interview with Dazed. She said, "I had a lot of anxiety about that at first, because obviously there's somewhat of an age difference between Sunny and I. But he's just so cool, and it felt very comfortable and safe. The actors thinking about it. There's no way I didn't want to be a part of it. I've always wanted to do a film that was set in time. That felt like a dream, you know?" Sunny has since talked about the kiss in a podcast when he was asked about the controversy.
I mean, everything was like consensual. I didn't really look too deep into it. I mean, I was stoked. I think I was like 11 or 12.
He went on to explain that she was filming Euphoria at the time they were on set, and that he had a great experience with her, and confirmed that they aren't in touch anymore. Despite the actor's comments on the scene, fans of the film were outraged by Alexa and the kissing scene. One Reddit user said, "I honestly can't understand why they didn't cast a younger actress. I know it was all legit in a controlled environment, but still a 27-year-old among a cast of mostly minors? That's weird as hell." Others echoed this by saying, "This is not the child giving consent. That is a child being told it is okay to do something from the people in his life that he trusts the most."
This is definitely not a good look, no matter how you spin it. Basically, Alexa was involved in an earlier project where she shot an intimate scene connected to a minor. And yeah, that alone is enough to raise eyebrows. Once the clip resurfaced, it blew up fast, pulling attention for all the wrong reasons because of what was actually shown. And here's the twist. Alexa herself later confessed she felt uncomfortable and anxious about doing that scene from the very beginning. Now she's catching serious heat after that moment from mid-90s resurfaced, where she was on set with Sonny Suljic. At the time, Alexa was 28, while Sonny was only 11. And honestly, that age gap just makes the whole situation even more controversial.
First role in 2016, the series rained down for 3 episodes. And the reason she got the opportunity to audition for Euphoria was due to a small role she had in the series The OA in season 2. That's because Zendaya also had a small role in the series, and Alexa Demie found out for that. But Alexa Demie was casting Euphoria to play 17-year-olds, decided that has been very secret about her age. She's the only member of the Euphoria cast that does have her birthday and age on her Wikipedia page, and ignored any question in interviews or in the public when she's asked for her age. But people have been able to get a pretty good idea of her age through a viral TikTok video showing her high school yearbook. The book was from 2008, showing Alexa Demie is around 31 or 32 years old currently, which means she's 6 or 7 years old and her Euphoria co-star Sydney Sweeney. 4 years old and Ellie Smith was previously thought to be the oldest teen actor, being 27 years old.